Hello again, game fans. Aaron Davis here with another episode of Game On, taking a look inside the new Marvel United Wave 2 Kickstarter content. Here we are with Guardians of the Galaxy Remix. So let's get into it. This is another one of the retail ones, so non-Kickstarter exclusive, so we should be expecting to see this available to purchase if it's not already at some point. Here we have our breakdown. So of course the villain in this instance is Ronan. You might be thinking, Guardians of the Galaxy, where's Thanos? Here he is. He's at the end of our little line, so maybe I'll bring him forwards a little bit, but he's something to look forward to. Anyway, here we have Ronan, as ever, cast in red like all the other villains will be and are, and the four heroes, so slightly different to the last one we looked at, which only had three. We've got the mainstays of the Guardians of the Galaxy. As a bit of a Drax fan, you know, I always love to see Drax, but I understand why we went with these four. And of course, Drax is waiting. He's waiting in this box as well, so we'll get to him soon. Just a personal note, it's been really hard not opening these until I'm making videos to share with you guys, so I hope you appreciate it. As ever, we've got our little blurbs letting you know what's going on in terms of story and contents of the game as well. So let's get into it while we're just talking here. I'll just finish opening it up. Okay. Here we go. So as the last one, we've got our single rule sheet at the top. So yeah, we're not expecting anything groundbreaking to be added in with any of these. Maybe Infinity Gauntlet or Return of Sinister 6 might need more than just the one large page. We'll see. Plan B challenge. Okay, so instead of defeating the villain in typical ways, there are other ways to win. That's always good in terms of design to add these things in. Hopefully, maybe these Plan Bs are things that I don't know whether they're going to be in here and backwards roll them out for the other things. So like Plan Bs for the other sets, that might be kind of nice to do something like that. Or whether or not the other sets will have Plan Bs in too. Hopefully. Yeah, the content looks pretty standard. Here we go. As ever, the important bit. And just a note on these inserts, these are really great. I'm impressed by these. Keep everything in their place nicely. And there's plenty of room in here as well. I mean, other than the miniatures, you probably couldn't store a couple of expansions in here, but if you chose to sleeve these and organize them into, you know, heroes, villains, and other, you can. They've not just wasted the space just because they don't have the things in the box to fill it. KO tokens. That must be a thing. Right, so let's have a look-see. Here we've got Ronan the Accuser, not to be confused with Ronan Keating of Boyzone. Was it Boyzone? I think it was. Anyway, here with his pretty brutal Kree Warhammer or whatever it's called there, with a lovely point down the end. Star-Lord, nice dynamic pose with the jacket flapping open there. I'm enjoying this model actually quite a bit. Something a bit odd going on there with his ankles maybe, but no, I like that. That's nice. I mean, Star-Lord generally looks pretty cool anyway. Rocket. How does he fit in with the art style with being sort of a non-human? Pretty well, I think. It's kind of difficult to sort of chibi and make a character small who's already quite small. Obviously a bit more of a jazzed up base than we might see on some of the others to make up for it. I am Groot. Nice. maybe slightly typical pose there, but still fairly dynamic. It's got a nice bowl in here where you can maybe keep some nuts or snacks or whatever you want while you're playing. And finally, Gamora. Sorry, the lighting's not great here because I know we try and make this during the day, but yeah, again, quite a cool base going on there. Dynamic-ish pose there. Sorry, I think I was paying too much attention off screen. Sorry about the zoom there. Right, let's get into the cards themselves. So as ever, we've got a new set of locations. And I mean, I haven't gotten into any of the rules for any of these expansions yet, but I don't see why you couldn't mix all the locations up. Although a lot of them appear to have the same effects so far. You may be to any other location, that's nothing new. Obviously, the differences maybe are in terms of the capacities of the location. So they're same abilities, but different. Nowhere. It's quite a nice piece of artwork there. End of turn, you may discard 1 action token to gain 2 action tokens of your choice, but not wild ones. But still, that's quite nice. There's a few characters. We were looking at Winter Soldier. The last one seems to make a lot of attack tokens. He'd have fun with that. End of turn, you may draw a card to after another standard one. We've seen this before. Again, a wild token. And Morag, the Collector's Museum. Discard 1 action token to draw a card. I think that's new. I don't think I've seen that one before. So hopefully we'll see some of these Guardians of the Galaxy characters play into that and generate lots of tokens. Otherwise, it will be a little bit disappointing, I suppose. We'll see. You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of the deck to place 1 token from the pool on any threat card. This 1 token from the pool. Right, okay, yeah, so the threat cards is in the Ronan specific cards that go around the edge. That's potentially useful. To finish things you might not quite be there on yet. Mr. Ronan himself. Special rules, whenever heroes KO'd, they get a KO token. Okay, so he's actually trying to knock out all 4 heroes, so as long as you can keep one of them going. That's interesting. Bam, deal 2 damage to 1 hero in his location. Hero's choice is always good. My initial thoughts on this is maybe the lower player counts might suffer. Because he doesn't have to knock as many of them out, and you don't get the choices often to sort of mitigate that. Overflow. Can't be added. Deal the damage to 1 hero for each token that can't be added. And then it's still choice. So you're sort of mitigating and attempting to avoid this 4 KO by spreading the damage out. So, yeah, my first impression of him is that it's going to be a lot harder with less people. And let's see if I can just launch this in here again. See whether it will play ball. That's why I'm getting these open. Thanks to everyone who's watched the first video, and I've had a couple of really kind comments. It's been really good and definitely motivated me to do more, so keep those coming. Okay. I went this zoom today. There we go. Clear threats, plan B. Okay, so instead of defeating the villain, we just defeat these 3? Plan B challenge gives the heroes another way of winning instead of defeating the villain directly. Okay, maybe there's a bit more to it than just this, but at the moment, it's just rescuing. This is... I mean, there's more, I believe, and the ones in the base game don't require as much, so... yeah, you place the 3 base mission cards. I would say that you could swap this out. This looks like it's, rather than being specific for each sort of mini expansion like I thought it might be, it's just defeating more, rescuing more, and clearing more threats. So yeah, you could... I don't see why you couldn't just swap this out in every time you play, just to give you more options. Unless, of course, you have too easy a time. You don't want to make it too easy. You don't want to get rid of all the fun. Let's have a look at Ronan here. Not moving. move clockwise to the next location with any heroes. So he's actually, a lot of his movements are going after heroes and then bamming, so his damage is going to be pretty reliable. He's not just hoping he shows up in the right place, which plays into his victory condition. Cosmo deal 1 damage to each hero in the location. This actually balances better with less people, because you're probably less likely to take more damage. Add to every location. Cool. Then we've got his threats here. That's what we were talking about before. So double move requirements, double attack requirements, and take damage every turn. This is an interesting one with Ronan, given what he's trying to do. So these are probably places that you're going to want to avoid until you can jump on them and maybe do it all in one go. Or potentially have people who can move you off them. Again, Star-Lord, unsurprisingly, movement. I'm expecting heroic actions from him. Probably movement and heroic actions, we'll see. Move attack, move heroic, wild. Okay, so give any type of token, which is good with the locations we were looking at. I'm not going to say I'm disappointed at this point, but this isn't the first time we've seen a character where all the special cards are the same. I get that, yeah, you've had to design a lot of characters and coming up with different effects is going to be challenging. But having them all the same is, yeah, I'm not over the moon about that. Hopefully these other characters will see a bit more variation in them. Rocket, this has probably answered my question. Answer my question. Follow my thought. I'm expecting damage from him. Probably a bit of movement too. Yep. Not very heroic is old Rocket. Gain 1 token. All your action tokens can be used twice this turn. Ooh, that's very interesting. Yeah, doubling up on the action tokens is pretty nice. It's sort of rewarding, building up a bit of a supply. Okay, these effects are two of these effects are the same, but the bottom of the card is different. So I'm more happy with that. This one, gain 1 or convert any number of action tokens of you own into wild. Yeah, so he plays around with the action tokens a little bit. Definitely want to see more token generation than just Star-Lord's 3. Maybe even one of the locations might have been good to generate more. You, another hero, deal damage in your respective locations. Okay, so he can make someone else deal damage no matter where they are. And that's on all of them. Is all of his cards special? Okay, someone in the design team likes Groot, huh? So this is you attack, make someone else attack. This is you move and someone else moves. You and another hero draw a card. 3 of those as well, and then just go the wilds. This I like. It's a bit refreshing, something a bit different. He's probably jumped to the top of my list of new characters that I'd like to play with. Gamora. I guess I'd probably expect balance, maybe slightly more leaning towards damage from her. We shall see. Yeah, it's leaning towards damage at the moment. Yep, leaning towards damage. Each token you spend this turn gets an additional. So again, like playing off the tokens, but there's not. Only Star-Lord made them. Rocket had a couple of ways to convert them, but there's. Sorry, I'm sort of thinking as we go here, but that seems like there's a lot of things that use tokens, but not a lot that make them. Maybe I'm missing something here. Maybe not. But that'll be me for this video. I hope you've enjoyed having a look inside the box for Marvel United Guardians of the Galaxy Remix. And I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts as well as we've gone. Leave comments, subscribe if you fancy it. Otherwise, you'll never hear from me again. But maybe you'll watch one of the videos in the future. All right. Have a good day, good night, whatever. Catch you later.